lesson 3. In this lesson, we're going to be covering a pretty popular move, especially among the forums, which is the Obi-Ani Flourish, which I'm sure many of you know is that. Again, your wrist is going to need to be pretty loose for this one. You'll need to pretty much have mastered that basic flourish that we talked about in lesson 1. That's pretty much essential for this move. Okay. If you've seen my staff series, we covered something that I called vertical backspins, which is, well, let me rephrase this. In lesson 2, we covered the downward figure 8, which was like that. And what we're doing here is we're taking the figure 8 to our side. As you can see, I'm doing this in front of me, the figure 8. So the saber is passing to each side of my body. Whereas we want for this, basically you're just going to turn your torso and you're going to do the figure 8 to your side. So now instead of passing to each side of you, it's passing in front of you and behind you. Okay, and you do that just again by turning your torso. You're still doing it in front of you to your vantage point, but it's to your side now and not in front of you as in the second video. So, figure 8 to your side. When you get to the back side of it, instead of coming in front again, you're going to take it behind your back, almost to the point where you're going to do a vertical backspin like that. But instead of going all the way with it, when you get to the point where you be ready to switch, you're going to bring your arm in front of you, almost like you're pulling the saber in front of your body. So figure 8 to the side, behind the back, and then you're going to pull the saber in front of you. Like that. Again, your wrist, even maybe your shoulder, needs to be pretty loose for this. If you try to keep it rigid, I mean, you can do it, but it's going to look sloppy. It's going to be very messy. It's going to be too wide. This move looks much better if it's kept close to the body. It's much faster. Now I'm doing this loosely. Watch what happens when I tighten it up. Say, it's very much a lot of strain on the shoulder, on the wrist. It just looks bad, to be honest. So you want the same kind of looseness as you had for that basic spin or basic flourish, especially in the shoulder and the elbow as well, because that's going to help you pull that saber in front of you smoothly, and it's going to look more natural. Okay, so downward figure 8, behind and pull, and from there you're just doing a downward figure 8. Like that. I'll do it from the back. Downward figure 8, behind the back. Now, it greatly increases your skill with this technique the more you turn your body with this. If I try to do it just facing one way, again, when I pull the saber, I'm pulling it more more diagonally from me instead of in front of me like I want. So, the more you turn your torso when pulling that saber, the closer you're going to get it to your body in front of you, as opposed to pulling it out diagonally from you. Because your shoulder and your elbow can't turn as much if you're rigid than if you turn your torso, okay? So again, practice slow. Get your coordination down, especially on that when it's behind your back. Make sure your wrist, shoulder, elbow, and even your grip is very loose when you do this. Okay, and make sure you're turning your torso to get that saber to come around cleanly. Okay? Again, when you've worked on with one hand, work on with the other hand. I'm not as good on my left hand, but working with it on both hands lets you do the dual wielding, alternating of this move, which looks very good. So if you ever want to learn that move, then of course you'll need to work on this with both hands. And it's just a good idea anyway, just to build extra coordination, extra balance, you know, that kind of thing. So that's the Obi-Ani spin, as many call it. Very popular move. Pretty easy move, as long as you keep turning your body and keep those 3 points, your wrist, your elbow, your shoulder, pretty loose. Other than that, that's the Obi-Ani spin. Practice that one. Be sure to get the coordination down before you try to add speed, otherwise you will strain one of those 3 joints, okay? So, thank you for watching this one. I'll see you in lesson 4.